Now, the final thing I really wanted to make note, we recently engaged and had an incident with a resident and a self-described First Amendment auditor. So eventually it resulted in one of our police officers getting counseling and then department-wide training on protecting citizens' First Amendment rights, as well as upholding, our expected high service levels or high service level delivery. I also believe this was a good reminder to everyone, myself included, about our mission and what we're protecting beyond our local laws, which is, citizens' rights and First Amendment rights specifically as citizens of the United States. I do want to thank Mr. Gages, who was the resident involved, for his highlighting this to us. The need to refresh ourselves in this regard and promise, that we will do this better and be more vigilant moving forward in this regard. So.
What do you think about the state of the relationship between police and society to civilians these days?
It's deteriorated badly.
Okay.
You think that falls more because of the citizens or more because of the police? You have a short, crazy story you can tell me? You're a use of force expert?
Yes, sir.
Very true. I'm big with cameras and the truth and documenting. I'm actually going to court.
I'm actually against body cams.
Are you really? We're against body cams? That's why I like the cam, because you can slow it down and get to the truth.
The truth according to, but the question is the truth according to what?
I do government accountability, and
I don't have a problem with government. I don't have a problem with accountability.
And one of the reasons to recently take me to court, which I voluntarily withdrew at the end, was because I was video recording from a public traditional sidewalk.
And as long as you're not interfering,
So
I've been through the.
That's not what the prosecutor said, though.
I've been through the. What do they call it? First Amendment.
Auditors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been through it. My 7th book, which isn't out yet, deals with that subject
Okay.
specifically. But if you want to understand the dynamics of what police have to and don't have to do, it's in the first book.
First book. What was the highest? Were you an officer, like a road patrol?
I taught cops for 21 years.
Taught them for 21 years.
And I taught at the actually taught at the FBI Academy in Quantico. I
Awesome.
walked into a class intimidated. I'm scared to death. It's the premier law enforcement training facility in the world. That's intimidation.
Yeah, yeah.
I can go in there.
No, I'm very intrigued with your conversation. I was asking some of the same thing. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. So it's Barney Andrews. He's good to speak with. I could probably speak with him for hours.
I appreciate the thought.
We all need to support each other. Hey, Barney, can I just get Knuckles real quick? I appreciate you, man. I hope to see you around. How you doing, sir? Barney Fife, you already got me sold on the shirt. Because real man, can I see the bottom? I only need one bullet. Is that what that says? One bullet, yep. That's great. I do police accountability, so I'm going to remember that and maybe use it. Oh, you write books? Yep, that's you?
That's me. They're fictional stories about the realities of being a cop in an urban city, and they're all set in Cincinnati.
Were you a cop?
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Good guess, okay. Could I ask which department?
Cincinnati.
Okay, I'm sorry, you probably just said those things. I have sometimes I don't pick up everything.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
They explain, the first one actually has the Delhi skirt game.
The first book?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a story to it, and it explains what the real standards are for police use of force.
You have a short, crazy story you can tell me? You're a use of force expert?
Yes, sir. You know what that means, don't you?
I have my own understanding.
Case, and I will travel more than 50 miles.
You have a briefcase and you're traveling more than 50 miles?
That makes your next book.
Wow, okay.
But my character in the first book is involved in a real, the shooting's real. It occurred up in College Hill. He was charged federally with a civil rights violation, which carries life in prison.
What do you think about the state of the relationship between police and society to civilians these days?
It's deteriorated badly.
Okay.
You think that falls more because of the citizens or more because of the police? A little bit of shared?
I think it's more misunderstanding. you watch a video on television of an incite. The video is a true and exact depiction, an accurate depiction of exactly and only what the lens saw, not necessarily the event.
Interesting.
And I'll give you a perfect example. Joe Burrow throws a pass to Jamar Chase, who makes a one-handed catch on the sideline. The official standing 10 feet away rules he only got 1 foot in bounds. Is an incomplete pass. You will now see 7 videos from CBS. 4 of them are inconclusive. 2 of them, it appears he only got 1 foot in bounds. The 7th one, when they slow it down, shows his other foot move 2 blades of grass. It breeds 2 questions. 1, could the official see 2 blades of grass move from 10 feet away? 2, were 6 cameras wrong? They don't have right and wrong capabilities.
Right, right.
They showed exactly what that lens saw, not the actual event.
Very interesting. Yeah, very true. Very true. I'm big with cameras and the truth and documenting. I'm actually going to
I'm
court.
actually against body cams.
Are you really against
Yes,
body
sir.
cams? Wow. Wouldn't you want another
Because
perspective
of
to
that
that?
reason.
Yeah, but that's true with human as well. And it sounds like even in your scenario, it was a body cam that brought us to the, or not, it was a camera angle that brought us to the truth, even in your scenario.
When you slowed it down,
Yep.
the human mind cannot slow down. It works in real time, not tenths of a second.
Yep. That's why I like the cam, because you can slow it down and get to the truth.
The truth according to, but the question is the truth according to what?
Well, in the
truth
case
is
of the
what
camera,
did the official, what did the cop see, and what did the cop perceive? That's the reality.
well, that's from the perspective
Whether or
of the
not-
cop, though.
If I'm reaching in my bag, am I reaching to scratch my ass or am I reaching for a gun? You guess wrong, you don't go home.
If I told you that I just reached for my back, and you're watching me and I didn't reach for my back, but if I have video evidence that where you can analyze that, we can kind of show from an unedited
I'm
perspective.
not going to argue that point.
But you get rid of body cams. I appreciate that perspective.
I mean, that would, because they're not, they don't necessarily show the event. And I'll give you a Cincinnati case.
I'll walk, I'll come back.
Since the University of
But I am
Cincinnati
gonna
cop
get,
shoots and kills a guy in a car when the guy tries to drive away. First and foremost, the kid is an idiot. The cop is an idiot. You don't reach into a car to turn the car.
Okay.
Because when you do that, your forearm gets stuck when he drives away. And you go down the road with the cop.
Not fun.
And there was a guy by the name of Kevin Poe. Jesus, getting missed up. Kevin was dragged down Coleraine Avenue, fell off the car, and died
Wow.
when he was hit by a car. Kevin Crayon, thank you. You don't reach into a car.
No. Yeah, I could see
The
that.
question is, when the moron started the car and put the car in drive, the cop didn't do that. As soon as he felt pressure against his forearm from the steering column, his life is in imminent danger. And in fact, Joe Dieters had orders to shoot on sight on me because I ate him alive. He tried the kid, the 28-year-old cop, twice. He lost both times. He got hung juries both times. In the first case, the verdict was 10-1 to acquit. And one didn't vote. In the second, it was 11-1. And he didn't try him the third time. Cost the taxpayers of Hamilton County $2.5 million to prosecute that case.
Wow.
To lose.
to get to where
to loot.
it should have been in the first place. The guy is found innocent, right?
No, it was 2 hung juries. 10 to 1 vote not guilty. 11 to 2. It has to be.
Okay, 2 hung juries.
It has to be a unanimous vote. In the second case, it was 11 to 1, and they didn't try him a third.
That was Joe Dieters.
Yeah.
Do you know, is he related to Bill Dieters?
Not that I know of. He's related to. He's married to a Hamilton County judge. Hamilton County appellate judge's daughter.
It's a nice synergy there, huh? I do government accountability, and
I don't have a problem with government. I don't have a problem with accountability.
and one of the reasons to recently take me to court, which I voluntarily withdrew at the end, was because I was video recording from a public traditional sidewalk.
As long as you're not interfering. So I've been through the.
That's not what the prosecutor said, though.
I've been through the. What do they call it? First Amendment.
Auditors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been through my 7th book, which isn't out yet, deals with that subject.
Okay.
Specifically. It'll be coming out. It's just not out yet.
I'll take your card.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That looks like my picture too.
It does.
My website's
It does.
on it.
Yep. Yeah. Only difference other than clothing is like the glasses. You look a lot the same.
Well, I got more of a. You get old, you draw.
Yeah, so you had it shaved for the picture, huh?
You get old.
Was that a book signing?
Cantankerous.
Was that a book signing where you got that
Yes.
picture? Yeah, okay.
In Columbus. But each one's a different set of eyes. They follow different career paths. The old recruit opens with the Fifth Third Bank mass shooting. What I tell people you do, you buy the books.
Buy the books, read
You
them.
describe each one to a different person. You take them home, you read one, you put it in the box, and you say, Mary, whatever. It's not regifting, it was never intended for you. But if you want to understand the dynamics of what police have to and don't have to do, it's in the first book.
First book. What was the highest? Were you an officer, like a road patrol?
I taught cops for 21 years.
Taught them for 21 years.
And I taught at the actually taught at the FBI Academy in Quantico. I
Awesome.
walked into a classroom and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, there's the story of the first book."
They're not leads. What are they? Oh, okay.
There's the story of the first book. I walked into a classroom and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, you think you're intimidated? I'm scared to death." It's the premier law enforcement training facility in the world. Every police chief, major police chief in the country sit in the student chairs for 16 weeks for what's called the National Academy. There are very few get on the other side of that boat. That's intimidation.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you. I'm gonna get in the rest of
This is
the
a powerful
market.
woman. Read where my thumb is. But, you know, if you want to understand what the realities are, that was one of the purposes of writing. I
Yeah.
wanted them to be easy to read, so they're in big print for us older folks. I wanted them to be fast-paced because people get bored easily.
Yep.
And I wanted them to be informative.
Oh yeah, nice.
So they will teach you what the real world requirements are. The United States Supreme Court. Sure.
How has this gone for you here at this event?
Honey, these are all roll of the dice.
I mean, I
they
do
really
different
are.
events. I'm just
Yeah, they
curious,
were-
and I'm local. So
I
I'm
think
in
I've
Nephi.
sold 5 books in one of these, but that's a 3-hour tour.
Right.
That's the most I've sold.
All right. Probably needed to.
But
Did you try the Kroger's thing?
no. The reason is I've got 6 books. I have to pay them to put each book in their PO, in their point of sale system.
Well, if you want to sell all
If you want to
6
sell it,
books,
yeah.
I mean, if you could go in there. I'm
I
sorry.
can go in there.
No, no, I'm very intrigued with your
conversation.
I was asking some of the same things.
Sell one.
So if you could go in there and sell one, if you put, do you put like something that, just a suggestion when you do your next reprints, put all your other titles on the back of your book. That way, if you sell them that
They
one
are,
and
dear.
you link, okay, well, I just
No, that's my second book. I didn't have anything to put behind it.
well, I'm just
In fact, it says it's the second of 3, and now that's 6, and the 7th one will be out.
So it's Barney
next
Andrews.
month or 2.
He's good to speak with. I could probably speak with him for hours.
I believe me. I
as an author to author, I'm just trying to give you some words of encouragement.
We all need to support each other.
But
That
I
just
don't know
tells me
that.
I'm doing it right.
Hey, Barney, can I just get Knuckles real quick? I appreciate you, man. I hope to see you around.
That tells me I'm